Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. That was a disaster, but we'll just run with it because I've lowered your expectations and I'm all right with that. Okay, so today I really just wanted to chat to you about something that has been bugging me for a while. So this I started noticing this probably on my own channel as I started to grow a little bit and get some sort of less than positive, less than kind comments. So whenever I would get these comments and I would maybe mention it in a get ready with me, or mention on my Instagram or something that I'd had a comment that had hurt my feelings or that had upset me or affected me in some way, or I reacted in some way to a nasty troll type comment, then I would always get one or two people commenting the same thing, which is something along the lines of, if you're going to be on YouTube, if you're going to put yourself on the internet, then you have to expect that. And if you cannot deal with it and if it affects you, you shouldn't be doing this. And you know what? I just massively disagree, and I just think that's so sad and such a shame of an opinion to have, that I just really wanted to talk about it really and see what people generally think, because I do think that these comments are kind of in the minority and most people are very understanding and supportive, and lots of people will say you shouldn't let it affect you. Why does it affect you? You get a lot more positive than negative, and I can totally see where those people are coming from, because if you haven't had a YouTube channel or you haven't been on an influencer or something along the similar lines, and you haven't ever been in the position where you're receiving all of this abuse, hatred, trolling, whatever you want to call it, it is very hard to sort of really imagine and feel what it feels like and how it is. And I think at the end of the day, we don't know that much about the people we watch on YouTube, and the assumption is they're very strong, they've been doing this a long time, they're very experienced, they are educated, and they know all about this stuff, and that it's not real, and these people are in dark places. Some of them are just doing it for a reaction, and we all know all of that stuff mostly. But it doesn't help when you first see those comments come in. We are all human, and as long as you're on YouTube, as strong as you are, as educated or as self-confident as you may or may not be about these things, it's still going to be a dagger to the heart occasionally. You don't know what type of day that person's been having when they receive these comments. You don't know what place they're in, what else is going on in their life. You don't know what nerve you've just hit with that comment. And just to clarify here, I'm not talking about the sort of comments that are, your lipstick looks vile, that blush does not suit you, your foundation's way too dark for you. I'm not talking about those types of comments. The type of comments I'm referring to here are the ones that tell you you're fat, you're ugly, you're disgusting, you're vile, I can't look at you, you should die. The vile comments that I saw directed to Tati recently with the eyeshadow review that she did, where she was being made comments about her infertility. Those types of comments, Nikki Tutorial has had comments recently about her weight. I've seen racist abuse towards Jackie Aina. Those are the comments I'm talking about. That's the level of comment. I'm not talking about criticism or critique, which obviously is absolutely fine on YouTube, and obviously it's absolutely fine to disagree or to dislike a product someone else likes, or vice versa. All of that is great. I'm talking about the personal, unnecessary, unprovoked attacks on someone solely aimed to hurt that person or bring that person down. That's what I'm talking about. Real abuse, trolling, racism, that level of stuff. Like I said, whenever this happens, whenever your YouTuber talks about this stuff and says, that it gets to them, or they've considered quitting, or they've considered disabling comments, or that they need to take a break, there are always multiple comments telling them, well, if you can't take it, you need to get off the internet. If you can't take it, you should be above this by now. You should know better by now. And to be honest, that made me think, because I guess that's true of me. I am new, I'm only just past my first year on YouTube. I'm very small. I'm not used to it, and sure, I do expect and I do hope I will get more used to it as time goes by. But having been thinking about this for a while, The biggest YouTubers I know that I watch that are out there, I have never seen this message come from a YouTuber. I have never seen a YouTuber, whatever size, however many years experience, say, it doesn't affect me at all, I've never been hurt by a comment, I'm more experienced than that. In fact, quite the opposite. I have seen James Charles, Jeffree Star, Jackie Aina, Nikki Tutorials, Jacqueline Hill, Kathleen Lights, Shane Dawson. I have seen every single YouTuber there is who have been doing it for 10 years, who have, you know, 10 or more millions of subscribers. Every single one of them who has been affected, who has reacted, who has got upset, who has had to take a break. I have never seen any YouTuber actually say, I have never been affected, they bounce off me, I could not care, it does not bother me. We all have and will be bothered at some point by certain comments at certain times. It's just, I think, to me, totally unfair to say that YouTubers should develop a thick skin, that they should be immune, that if they can't be, they shouldn't be doing this job. Because from what I've seen and heard and experienced, if that means that you cannot be on YouTube, or you should not be on YouTube, or in some way you're not qualified to be on YouTube if you are impenetrable to abuse, essentially YouTube is going to be completely empty, except for the sociopaths, if you've watched Shane's new documentary. So the sociopaths will be what is left on YouTube, because they are probably the only people who are not going to be hurt or upset or offended by the abuse that they're getting. So really, I just want to open the conversation. Obviously, this is a common thing that people believe, and I'd love to know why they believe this. I agree that it's a position of privilege, and that some of these people with 10, 20 million subscribers, they're making a lot of money from YouTube, and it is undoubtedly a part of what comes along with that. You're making a lot of money, you've got a huge amount of subscribers, a huge house, there's a lot of jealousy. It's like any job, I guess, like that. I do agree that to an extent, there has to be an acceptance that that is an existing problem, because I cannot see how it's ever going to go away. There will always be trolls, there will always be abuse, there will always be nastiness, nasty comments, all of that stuff. There will always be people who have no filter, and all of the above. So I do accept that we need to work on it, and to the best of our abilities. Each individual person is different. I'm a very sensitive person, I'm a very empathic person, so I am never really going to be a complete ice queen. I'm never going to not be upset by nastiness being fired at me. It's never going to go away completely as a problem. And actually, if it did, that's when I feel like I should take myself off YouTube, because if YouTube has beaten me down to the point that it's emphatically changed who I am as a person, then it's time for me to go. I don't want to change. I don't want to be a person who could have all these vile things said to me and it not affect me, because that is the furthest thing from my character. Do we need to find ways to deal with it? Do we need to find ways to stop it affecting our mental health? Yes, and some of those ways sadly are not reading our comments, not looking at our comments, or disabling comments, or not posting about certain topics that or videos that we think might receive more hate than others. Those are kind of the solutions that I feel or see people using. I know Jacqueline said that she hired someone to go through her comments for her. So I do feel like, unfortunately, the solutions actually take away from the good people of YouTube. Like, I feel like the best way for me to not see or be affected by horrible comments would be to not look at my comments. But a huge part of my channel that I love is replying to every single one of my comments and my subscribers and interacting with everybody, and I think that would be such a shame and actually would kind of destroy what my channel is. So that would make me really sad, and also would be kind of punishing all of the people who this is not, you know, they aren't these people. It would be punishing the nice, the kind, the people who enjoy my channel, as opposed to the ones who are, you know, the minority that ruin it for everybody else. So I don't really think that's fair. I don't want to do that. But I just really want to understand where people's belief that if you're in this particular job, you have to be completely thick skin, be complete ice queen, be completely unemotional to vile abuse being targeted towards you. Otherwise, you aren't able to do the job. I just think about it like any other job. You know, imagine if you were sat in your office and all around you, all of the people who were sat in your office with you started abusing you, started mocking your weight, started talking to you about, you know, your miscarriage that you had, or the fact that you can't have children, or the fact that your husband left you, or your boyfriend's got a new girlfriend that is hotter than you, or saying that you're fat, or picking on your teeth is what I get a lot of the time, or, you know, calling you a liar and all of this stuff. Imagine that. Would that be acceptable in that workplace? Not in a million years. So why are people kind of pushing the message that it's acceptable here? Because obviously YouTube for a lot of people has become a workplace, it's become their job and they make money here, and for a lot of people it's their sole income. So why are we pushing the message that here in this workplace it's acceptable to speak to people like that, to push those messages, to bully, to hate, to be racist, to be homophobic, to give all these kind of vile comments to people that we don't know? Why is it acceptable here versus an office or a construction site or a shop or a retail park? Why would we accept a totally different set of standards and rules here? Because it's on the internet? I don't really buy that. I don't agree with that at all. And I don't think that we should be either, because I think the people who are making these comments and saying these things are coming from such a dark and sad and lonely place. And by saying, you know, you've got to man up, that's what the internet is like, we're almost empowering them, and we're almost saying that actually what they're saying and their behaviour is acceptable here because it's the internet, and you can say and do whatever you want and everyone just has to take it, and if you can't take it you shouldn't be here. To me, the trolls and the vile, nasty bullies are the people who shouldn't be here. And if you aren't one of them, if you aren't a troll, if you aren't someone who's leaving vile comments and messages on strangers that they've never met videos, then don't enable them. Think of anything, we should all be moving to stamp those people out, to completely say it's unacceptable, this is not, you know, how you speak to anyone ever, wherever you are. It's definitely not on the internet should be any different, and those people should not be held any less accountable or allowed or even encouraged that this is okay. I think it's time the good people reclaimed our territory. So anyway, I'm sorry if this is a bit of a rant or a bit of a ramble, but to me it just kind of really is one of those things I'm so interested in, because obviously some people feel so differently to how I feel about it, and I'm just really interested as to why, and I'd love to chat to you guys about it, because, you know, everybody has a difference of opinion and it's really nice and healthy to hear other people's. Oh my god. Okay, that's enough sneezes. I nearly fainted from all the sneezes. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe before you go so we can see each other again. Otherwise, take care for now. Bye 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 bye.